Just another nigga known with the strap, man. Don't cap or your ass going cap, man. You never mix business with new friends. Get booked, then cooked by the crack, man. You gon' make a nigga slide with my jacks, man. With a pump that'll leave a nigga flat dead. Put that bitch to his shit and shoot again. Face shots, make a op do a back bend.
Here's a look at the scene in Oak Park Sunday night as Oak Park police blocked Harrison near Austin after investigators say an officer opened fire during a traffic stop.
Arguably, traffic stops are probably one of the most dangerous things that police officers do.
Investigators say just after 9 p.m., the officer decided to pull a vehicle over with just one person inside. Yet Oak Park police say when the driver was told to exit, the officer discovered a gun during a pat-down.
And it escalates into something that ultimately could have cost the officer his life, and in this case, cost the driver his life.
Retired CPD First Deputy Anthony Riccio says an independent agency will examine what led to the deadly shooting.
And we know from a release from the Oak Park Police Department that the firearm that this individual had the serial number defaced. And that's really a huge red flag. That indicates that this gun was probably used in a previous criminal incident.
Now, there is still a lot we do not know. Oak Park police have not released the name of the officer, his time on the force, and more importantly, why he pulled this driver over at this intersection. But Riccio says all of that doesn't matter at this moment because the moment there was a struggle and the officer saw a gun, he had a split second to react.
Some encounters just escalate that quickly to deadly force, and this was one of them.
Don't reach. Keep your hands up.
Back in November 2024, an Oak Park officer encountered a man with a gun near the library. Within seconds of seeing the weapon, the officer pulled his weapon. Then there was an exchange of gunfire. Detective Alan Reddings was killed.
Where were you shot? My right leg.
The suspect survived. Yet in Sunday's shooting, the body cam will be key.
Yeah, thank God the officer went home after this incident. But I can assure you that there's a lot of baggage. There's a lot of emotional baggage that he's carrying around.
The man killed has been identified as 38-year-old Christian Wallace. ISP is leading the investigation. In Oak Park, Jermont Terry, CBS News, Chicago.
Oak Park police shot and killed a man during a traffic stop over the weekend. It happened just after 9 last night near Harrison and Austin. Investigators say during a protective pat-down, an officer discovered a firearm concealed on the driver. There was a struggle over the weapon, and the driver reportedly regained possession of it. That's when the officer shot the driver, who was identified today as 38-year-old Christian Wallace. He was rushed to the hospital where he died. The officer was also treated for minor injuries. Investigators say a gun with a defaced serial number was recovered at the scene.
And new at 4, one man is dead after he was shot by police during a traffic stop in Oak Park. Video from Citizen App shows the police activity after the confrontation late last night near Harrison and Austin. Police say an officer pulled over a black SUV, found a weapon on the driver during a pat-down. During a fight, the man apparently got his gun back, and the officer fired his service weapon, shooting that driver. 38-year-old Christian Wallace died at the hospital. The officer also injured in all this, but has since been released from the hospital. Illinois State Police now investigating that incident.
Chicago police are also investigating an armed robbery at a Walgreens in Logan Square. Police say 2 men went into the business near Milwaukee and Armitage just before 5 this morning. That duo also showed weapons and then demanded money. The men took an unknown amount of cash before running away on Campbell. No injuries were reported in this case.
Unfortunately, that had to be the highest punishment, termination.
It was a clear decision for the new Chicago Police Commission to end Chief Earl Mayo's term as police chief as he faces 7 felonies.
Officer Chief Mayo was a person I personally liked and thought he was doing a very good job.
Town Attorney Lloyd Mullins says the entire community is still shocked by the news because they trusted Chief Mayo. The new Chicago Police Department was operating out of the River Forest School Corporation in Hobart. Since it was a school, Mullins says no guns were allowed inside, so Chief Mayo kept them.
Officer Mayo was allowed to take the guns home and store them in his own safe.
How many is still being investigated by the ATF. A couple weeks ago, court documents say a gun that was part of an upcoming criminal trial was sold by Chief Mayo to this Hobart pawn shop. At one point, the documents say New Chicago officer Antoine Goffin got a call from Chief Mayo. He allegedly asked Goffin to buy the gun back and go to his home to retrieve other firearms. Mullins says Goffin refused. In fact, he was named interim police chief at Monday night's meeting.
Officer Goffin was, named these legal documents. Do you see this as a conflict of interest at all?
No, not at all. He told the truth, and if he hadn't done what he did, and that is not follow the chief's order, he would have committed a felony himself.
Some people see small town and they think that it's an easy job, but it's not.
Going forward, interim Chief Goffin says he plans to boost the morale of the small staffed department and communicate.
My main goal is to have a Department of Transparency.
Chief Mayo was extradited from Ohio to Lake County last week. He also bonded out. His first court hearing is Friday morning. In Hobart, Marissa Sulik, CBS News, Chicago.
This morning, a family filed a federal lawsuit against the city of Evanston, saying police used excessive force in the arrest of Felicia Williams.
And she's now in a coma, but her family says they aren't getting much information about what actually happened. And now their lawyers are releasing some of the body camera footage from that night. But before we play that video, we do want to warn you that some of it may be difficult to watch. So this video was January 5th, and we don't know what led up to the arrest. That's one of the big questions here. But Williams' family says officers didn't help her when she was in medical distress. They say she suffered a heart attack during the incident leading to her coma, and they want Evanston to take some accountability and also give them answers about what happened before this video began. We did reach out to the city of Evanston, and we are still waiting for a response.
We're following on the south side this morning. Police are looking for the man they say stole an SUV with a baby inside. It happened after 2 this morning on 91st and Urban. Police say the car owner was standing outside of the car when another person jumped in and took off. Officers found the car about 4 miles away in Woodlawn at 63rd and Eberhart. The child was still safe in the car, but police brought the 1-year-old to the hospital as a precaution to get checked out.
Chicago police are warning riders of an attack that took place on a CTA bus. Police say the people you see in these photos went up to 2 passengers and started beating them up. It took place in the Englewood neighborhood last month in broad daylight. If you recognize anybody in these photos, you are asked to call police.
Yeah, Joe, we are expecting family, friends, and community members to gather here near 51st and Troop in the back of the Yards neighborhood. This is the spot where 17-year-old Pedro Ramirez died last week. There's a memorial that's been in place here for about a week over my shoulder, where people are expected to gather here for a balloon release to honor and remember him. People we've spoken to are mourning his loss and demanding justice.
So Pedro, he was a straight-A student.
That's the voice of Eloisa Garcia, the stepmother of Pedro Ramirez. Last week, the 17-year-old was walking to school when a dark-colored SUV pulled up near 51st and Troop and started firing gunshots, hitting Ramirez and 2 other men. The other men who were injured survived. Ramirez died.
We rushed to the hospital, and then they took us into the room. I kept asking, like, hey, what's going on? Is he okay? Is he okay? They wouldn't tell us. And then we got the news. So that was very devastating.
The teen was a student athlete at Tilden High School, and his death sparked an outpouring of support by those who knew him and beyond.
We are overwhelmed with everything. We're very grateful. His school has been amazing. His classmates, his friends. You can feel the love.
I wish he was here to see the impact he's having on others. And
Jessica Antes is among the community members remembering Ramirez.
Pedro was always just like the first to step up and be brave and try something new and encourage his classmates.
Now, both community members and Ramirez's family are hoping his case highlights the impact of gun violence and leads to justice.
Taking the opportunity to step up and raise awareness to this senseless violence is something that we need to keep speaking about.
We're going to try to do whatever we can to make sure my son gets justice.
Now, for the latest in the investigation into this case, we report about how Chicago police initially had someone in custody. That person has since been released, so no one is in police custody at this time. They're still looking for the people who are tied to this shooting. Meanwhile, students at Tilden High School will hold a peace walk on Thursday morning to continue to remember and honor Ramirez. Now, reporting in back of the yards neighborhood. Victor Jacobo, CBS News, Chicago.
First, a man has been stabbed during a fight on a Blue Line train. It happened near the LaSalle station in the Loop around 7:30, just after the evening rush. Chicago police say the 36-year-old victim got into a fight with someone on the train who took out a sharp object, stabbed him in the neck and body, and then ran off. He was taken to Stroger Hospital, is expected to be okay. Trains were delayed and stopped at Clinton during the investigation, but are back to normal now. So far, no comment from the CTA.
I'm going to turn now to breaking news we're following in Bronzeville, where police are telling us 2 men with guns robbed a man and shot him. This happened around 11 last night near 44th in Michigan, and that's where officers say the 27-year-old victim was walking when the men came up to him, and police tell us one of them shot him in the stomach, and he's now in the hospital in serious condition. Police have not announced any arrest.
Rob and Judy, an emotional city council meeting here in Dalton tonight as a mourning family demanded answers.
Shame on you. My son is dead. And nobody has been charged.
The mother of Capri Alston denounces Dalton police and municipal leaders in the aftermath of Alston's killing at a local establishment.
The Dalton Police Department is investigating. Mom and Dad, I've spoken with you guys. We met in person. I've spoken with both of you on a number of occasions since this has happened.
Last month, Alston died during an altercation in downtown Dalton. A male suspect was arrested and eventually released without charges. Alston's father tonight.
And I understand process. But listen, process is painful. I wake up every day seeing my son laying on the ground. I see it. I see it. I see it. It's painful.
The ultimate charging decision comes from the Cook County State's Attorney, not the Dalton Police Department.
The killing has sparked outrage in a village that has known controversy. Former Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard showed up after the meeting demanding answers.
Remember when it was me? For any little thing, I got broadcast all over the news. But now that this tragedy didn't happen in Dalton, no one's talking about it. It's like it's getting swept under the rug.
Other supporters say the case illustrates police shortcomings in Dalton and that the state should do an independent investigation of what happened to Alston.
They're incompetent. They're corrupt, and there needs to be a formal investigation into Dalton Police Department.
And late tonight, we received a statement from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office saying they have not received a request from the police here to review this case for criminal charges. In Dalton tonight, Ravi Bajwal, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
31st and Halstead in the Bridgeport area. Heavy front end damage to that police squad car. Unclear if anyone was hurt in this crash, but that intersection also partially blocked.
Crash in Bridgeport this morning leaves 2 police officers and a truck driver with minor injuries. Chicago police say the squad vehicle had its emergency equipment activated when it collided with a pickup truck in the intersection. This happened at 31st and Halstead around 5:30 this morning. No one else was hurt.
A man is stabbed on the CTA Blue Line. Police believe the victim may have been stabbed at the Clinton stop and rode the train to the LaSalle stop. They say the man was involved in a fight with another man while on the train. He was taken to a hospital and is expected to survive.
Well, Rhiannon, thank you. Watching this breaking news right now out of Melrose Park. There are reports right now coming in of a shooting at an Amazon fulfillment center. It's on 5th Avenue near North Avenue. Police say 2 people were involved in the shooting there at an employee parking garage. One of those people we now know is dead. The other person left. Police say that the 2 people didn't know each other who were involved in this. We have crews heading that way right now. We'll get you an update on this breaking news. Also an update on the other breaking news that we're watching on the Ike. All of that coming up in the 15 minutes that we have left on the air this hour.
All right. Coming up now, we can get going here.
We begin with breaking news in Melrose Park. A shooting at an Amazon building critically wounds 1 person. It happened at North and 5th Avenues this morning. A village official says it appears there was a dispute between 2 people. 2 shell casings were recovered. An investigation is now underway. WGN's Emmy Victor is on her way to the scene and will bring us more information as it becomes available.
Well, Dina, we are just across the street from this Amazon facility where this shooting occurred. Right now, when I take a look over my shoulder, you can see lots of police activity, but we're particularly seeing a lot of activity in this building over here, particularly officers coming in and out of a garage. The Village of Melrose Park did confirm that one man has died following a shooting inside of what they're calling an employee parking garage this morning. This Amazon facility, for those who may be familiar with it, is on West 5th Avenue, and according to a village spokesperson, a 911 call came in about a shooting just after 9 this morning from this area. Investigators say the shooting took place inside a controlled access parking garage that is specifically for Amazon workers, not for the general public. And according to authorities, the shooting appears to have stemmed from a dispute between two people. Authorities then went on to tell us that first responders rushed one male victim to Loyola University Medical Center in critical condition. That male was taken into surgery, but officials did confirm just within the last hour here that he died from his injuries. Police say they have also recovered 2 shell casings from inside of that garage they've been investigating in, and they're also working to pull security video from the facility to see exactly what happened here. As far as we know, there are several agencies investigating. The West Suburban Major Crime Task Force as well as the Cook County Sheriff's Department are just some of the agencies that are helping the Melrose Park Police with all of this investigation, and there are other departments here as well. As far as we know, the victim's identity has not been released at this time, and we have reached out to Amazon to just get a little bit more information about the shooting, particularly whether those 2 people who were involved in the shooting were employees. We're still working to figure out that information and much more, and once we will have that for you, we will make sure to bring it to you live. Dina.
Hey, good morning. We've got a lot going on the roads right now. We want to take you right to Skycam 9 to start us off. They are up over the area of 126th and Yale. This is for an investigation into a shooting. Chicago police say that an 18-year-old man self-transported himself to a local hospital after he was shot 2 times in the left leg. They say no other injuries have been reported. Area 2 detectives on scene right now. You can see they have that crime scene tape up. They do appear to have that perimeter around at least one vehicle that does appear to potentially have some damage from gunfire to that back window. Again, not clear the circumstances of what led up to this and what may be going on over there aside from this investigation at this point in the morning, but they say no other injuries were reported. Just one other thing, inbound on the dam, Ryan, we have vehicle fire.
The man who detained an unruly passenger during a flight to Chicago this past weekend is sharing more about his experience. Police say Juan Reyes tried to open an emergency exit door at 30,000 feet and choked an off-duty airline employee who tried to intervene. He's now been charged with battery. Josh Longgood pinned the passenger down aboard that Frontier Airlines flight from Puerto Rico to Chicago Sunday. He's a former MMA fighter and has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I knew I had to be the one to step in, and I knew I could do it safely without anybody getting injured. I was kind of ready already. I had my feet in the aisle. I knew he was going to do something crazy. So as soon as he jumped on him, I just controlled him safely, kind of pushed him against the window.
The plane made an emergency landing in Miami where police arrested Reyes and turned him over to the FBI. A McHenry County man is charged with his 8th DUI and will be held in jail while he awaits trial. 42-year-old Robert Barrett was arrested early Sunday morning in Algonquin after prosecutors say he was driving the wrong way on Randall Road and collided head-on with a minivan. The 6 passengers in that van were seriously hurt. Barrett has 7 DUI-related convictions, and he does not have a valid driver's license.
This is new tonight. Illinois State Police have arrested a man from Berwyn in connection with the deadly crash on the tri-state that killed a tollway worker last Saturday. 37-year-old Paul Ong is charged with aggravated driving under the influence involving death. State police say Ong hit the worker, as he filled potholes in the southbound lanes of I-294 near Devon and Des Plaines. He's been identified as 52-year-old Calvin Holly. 2 other workers were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Troopers took Ong into custody at the scene. He will remain in custody until his first court appearance.
New tonight, a family of an Evanston woman is filing a federal lawsuit alleging police went too far in her arrest. Now she's fighting for her life in the hospital. We're also seeing body camera video of what happened.
Spit on my mouth, man.
The lawsuit alleges officers used excessive force while restraining Felicia Williams. It claims she suffered cardiac arrest during the encounter. Nearly 5 months later, Williams is still in a coma. In a statement tonight, the city of Evanston says they have not yet been served with the lawsuit and they do not comment on pending litigation.
Breaking, several cars went up in flames in Humboldt Park. Chicago police say the flames were discovered around 2:20 this morning. The cars were parked in this residential area at Drake and Huron. Police say no one was hurt, but it's not clear yet what started. Breaking news coming out of the Back of the Yards neighborhood, where 2 men are dead and 5 others are hurt after a mass shooting overnight.
Our Darius Johnson is live near 51st and Wood. That is where detectives are still investigating what exactly happened here. Darius, what's the latest?
Hey there, ladies. Good morning to you. Chicago police and their investigators still remain here on the scene more than 5 hours after that gunfire rang out right here in the Back of the Yards neighborhood at 51st and Wood. Now that the sun has started to rise this morning, you are starting to see more neighbors who are coming out. You can see them right there in this live shot. Those people are right there near where all of this unfolded right here in the 5100 block of South Wood. And overnight, investigators have spent much of their time gathering any evidence after that barrage of gunfire leaves 2 men dead and 5 others injured. Take a look at this video. Police say it was around 12:30 this morning when 2 armed men approached a group of people standing outside here at 51st and Wood and then opened fire. Here's the warning that went out over police radio shortly after those shots.
Be careful for the tickets for the offender guns. They had 3 machine guns, 2 semi-automatics. Again, that address for that is 50 Hermitage. If someone can check on 50th and Hermitage.
3 men and a woman were taken to area hospitals and are expected to be okay. A 23-year-old woman was shot in the head and is currently in critical condition. 2 other men were also critically wounded. Those 2 men died at the hospital. Video from the scene overnight shows a large police presence, multiple victims being treated by paramedics, some of them on stretchers, and dozens of evidence markers scattered throughout the street. Back out here live this morning again, you could still see that police presence. There was a fire truck that pulled up not too long ago. Unclear exactly why they are here at this time. In the last hour, we've seen a child's bike being loaded into the back of a police squad car. Unclear how that may be related to this scene because police have not said anything about there being a child or anyone under the age of 18 being involved in all of this. Another thing that we're noticing at the scene as well, there is a red vehicle that is a little further down. That red vehicle was hit by a silver Jeep SUV. It's unclear how all of that is connected into all of this, but it seems to be just steps away from where those shots were fired. In the meantime, Chicago police have not said anything additionally about the suspects besides the high-powered weapons that they were using, and the identities of the 2 people killed have yet to be released at this time. We're live here in the Back of the Yards this morning. I'm Darius Johnson. Ladies, back to you.
Darius, thank you so much. Get you right to breaking news we're following out of Chicago's Back of the Yards neighborhood. That's where a mass shooting has left 2 men dead and 5 others injured.
Yeah, our Darius Johnson has been following this all morning long. He's live at Stroger Hospital this morning with the very latest. Darius, what are you learning?
Hey there, ladies. Good morning to the both of you. This situation has been developing throughout the morning. However, that scene now at 51st and Wood in the Back of the Yards neighborhood has now cleared after investigators spent hours there overnight collecting evidence. The victims, the 7 victims, were sent to several area hospitals, including here at Stroger, where there is a man who is expected to be okay after being shot in the ankle, and a woman who remains in critical condition as well. Go ahead and take a look at some of this video. Chicago police described this as a targeted attack that unfolded at around 12:30 this morning. Officers tell us 2 armed men approached a group of people who were standing outside at 51st and Wood and opened fire. Over police scanner, officers were warned that those suspects were armed with 3 machine guns and 2 semi-automatic weapons. We spoke to a neighbor at the scene.
A lot, like large guns, I don't know.
They said machine guns and semi-automatic.
Yeah, exactly. It sounded like that like 4 times.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they respond because I hear like a shotgun too.
3 men and a woman were taken to area hospitals and are expected to survive. A 23-year-old woman suffered a gunshot wound to the head. That's the woman who is here in critical condition at Stroger Hospital. 2 other men were also critically wounded. Those 2 men died. Video from the scene shows paramedics rushing victims to ambulances as detectives continue to work throughout the night to collect any evidence they possibly could. Now, back out here live this morning, Chicago police have not released any additional details about the suspects, and no arrests have been announced at this time. The identities of those 2 men who were killed have yet to be released. Now, later this morning, Senator Dick Durbin is expected to join some community groups just blocks away from that shooting scene for an event that will mark National Gun Violence Awareness Day. We're live here at Stroger Hospital this morning. I'm Darius Johnson. Ladies, back to you.
Darius, thanks for staying on top of that for us. We appreciate it.
When he was passionate about something or someone, he doesn't stop.
Many knew him as Chef Wavy, but for 44-year-old Isaac Bradley, his job came second to his role as dad.
Wavy, Chef Wavy was not just Chef Wavy. He was dad, he was brother, he was still my friend.
Bradley leaves behind a 16-year-old son.
It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. This is very senseless. It doesn't make sense to me.
He'd spearheaded multiple restaurants with partner Eric Rico Nance, including Stussie's Diner, Lighthouse Whole Food Grill, and Chemistry.
And we are so thankful to have the little piece that God gave us of him while we were upon this world, upon this earth. 10 to 12 years of friendship, of brotherhood, of partnership. He's changed and touched all of our lives.
Bradley was one of 2 people shot and killed in a mass shooting in back of the yards early this morning. His family says he'd stopped by someone's home to cut their hair, a side hustle he had.
That's what he did. Like, he was tired. He went to go cut someone's hair, and this happened.
The shooting just before midnight on the 5100 block of Southwood. Another man was shot and killed. 5 others, including 3 men and a woman, were wounded and are recovering. Their ages ranging from 21 to 54 years old. Police tell us 2 armed men are responsible, saying they approached a group of people standing outside and started firing.
Oh my gosh, I can really use one of his speeches about forgiveness, because I get, like, things happen. I get, nothing is in our plan. You know, plans get monkey wrenches thrown in them all the time. But he used to always talk to me about that, and I don't see it right now.
There is a $10,000 reward posted by the Cook County Crime Stoppers for anyone that has information that could help lead to an arrest in this investigation. We still do not know the identity of the second man that also died in this mass shooting. Live in Hyde Park, Sabrina Franza, CBS News, Chicago.